game right now. Theoretically, if he's able to do enough economic damage, he could take enough advantage, but it looks like his vultures are trapped in the corner, and he's just trying to kill off some SCVs now. So basically, even trade of vultures. Well, no, I mean, Casey lost a few extra vultures, but he killed enough SCVs to make it worth it. And that single vulture looks just doing a lot of damage just by chilling up there behind the mineral line. Although it looks as if he's only able to target a single mineral patch from that distance. So I'm not sure why Casey isn't doing anything about that. But it looked like he also, maybe he went up to attack the barracks and he was repairing the barracks with the SCV. I don't know. But the fact that those minerals are mined out means that, uh-oh, he's lifted his barracks to try and put some mines down, and that may have, well, that's going to let vultures through. But anyways, Casey could have easily run vultures around the back the same way that those vultures came in to do some damage as well. And here, Casey running in again, running in a few vultures, almost like Terran versus Protoss, just running in vultures trying to get some SCV kills, and he does manage to take a few out actually. Siege tanks finally coming into play here. And the Siege tank is going to be able to take out that vulture finally on the ridge, probably. But that vulture, the single vulture in the barracks is just being really annoying. Finally, that vulture goes down, and Casey is able to mine from his natural expansion easily again. But a bunch of Hwasin's vultures coming in here. He does have the tank. Casey has the tank advantage, trying to plant mines down to try and get a mine to go off in that clump. But oh! At the last second, a mine does go off on one of Casey's tanks, but he's going to be able to repair that. It's almost unfortunate for Hwasin. He ran away at that moment because he could have probably run in there, snuck a pot shot off, and finished off that tank, and that would have been nice to pick off a single tank at this stage. But he's going to be able to repair it back up, so no big loss. There's Yellow looking on right now. Yellow, actually, I don't know if Yellow, let's see, Yellow is not scheduled to play today, although, you know, if it goes to an ace match, they could throw Yellow in, theoretically. Although I'd still say, I mean, even though Yellow's been doing decently lately, I'd still say Anytime is definitely their best player, probably the best choice for the ace match. Maybe Oversky. Oversky is really good when he wants to be. But, I wonder where Dazang has been lately. They haven't been playing him at all lately. I wonder if he's even actually still in the military. More harassment coming in for Casey. Oh, denied. Try to get into the main base to do some harassment there. Not going to happen. Taking out a couple SCVs. Not quite worth the vultures, I don't think, that in that instance. But you know, it's still a good effort, and still Liz took out a couple SCVs in that effort. And it looks like, whoa, a lot more vultures coming in here. It looks like he doesn't have a chance to plant mines. Casey has built up a decent force of tanks right now. Sorry, I got distracted by Cyanic Reaver. It's a message me in the background. Yes, but yeah, Casey's built up a decent force of tanks right now, and you know, if he gets siege mode, although siege mode can be a double-edged sword, you know, siege mode is obviously very good. You can take out vultures very quickly, but if you don't have proper support, or if the enemy goes in at just the right time, they can plant mines around your siege tanks and theoretically take them out in clumps by your inability to shoot down the mines. Anyway, and we do see that Hwasin is utilizing a lot of mines and uses a lot of tanks. Okay, Hwasin has tanks of his own now, so I didn't see this before. But Hwasin also has a force of tanks now as well. So it's interesting that we're seeing. Oh, here we go! Clump of tanks in the middle. He's trying to support it with the vultures. It looks like no mines are able to be planted in the vicinity that are actually able. Oh no! One mine does go off. Oh, horrible for Casey. He loses 3 tanks to that mine. That single mine is too bad. He even had vultures in the area. I'm surprised the vultures didn't pick that mine off. So unlucky there. Losing a few tanks in that clump there because he had them clumped up there. Anyway, so Casey still has a couple extra tanks, though, I think, in the grand scheme of things, just because of the fact that he had a few more to begin with. Hwasin has not really brought his tanks into play yet. Oh, he needs to be careful. So now, okay, there's a ComSat going off. He's going to be able to do some mine clearing now. And now we're probably going to see things turn into more of a standard TVT where you have standoffs. Oh, no! Oh, watch out! Oh, no! Ah! Oh, that's always so horrible when you see that happen where they hit siege mode at just the wrong moment. They're trying to be quick about it, and the mine could have been shot down by that tank before hitting, but since they were in the middle of transitioning to siege mode, wasn't able to shoot down the mine. Anyway, Hwasin getting up a third base. Casey needs to do the same, or he's going to fall behind in the long term, but we probably are going to see more of a standard game with lines of tanks trying to establish firing lines and what have you. And it's really going to be interesting to see how that plays out because, again, this map is just crazy. There's ridges everywhere. There's different places where you could have firing lines. There's different little points of high ground to hold. And they're all centered on this like plateau in the center that might play into things as well. So positioning is going to be really, really important. It's basically, I think, going to come down to whoever has the best strategic positioning. Oh, no! But also, we see some raids out here. Armory is up for Casey, so he's going to be able to produce Goliaths pretty quickly to deal with these raids when they come into play. But it looks like Casey's trying to establish that middle of the map. Oh, and there comes the raids. They're going to be able to take out some tanks here. Casey needs to get Goliaths out right now, but in the meantime, he is really economically behind. Hwasin's just getting his third base up right now. He just saw him main-earning SCVs over there, and I don't think Casey has gotten a third base up. He's trying to kind of secure that bottom location to try and maybe take a base over there, but in the meantime he hasn't, and Wraiths are just going to be able to fly around picking things off until he gets some Goliaths in play. So it looks like Casey is going to have, basically Casey's behind now. He started off the game doing really well, but he's got some catching up to do now. And I mean, Hwasin, I didn't talk much about Hwasin being in the game, but Hwasin is an extremely good player. He is definitely a beast, and so, you know, Casey, there's no shame in losing to Hwasin if he does, because Hwasin is just a really good player. But the game isn't over yet. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens here. Looks like Casey is trying to establish some territory in the south there. And the thing is about TVT is even if you're at a disadvantage, you can win battles if you focus a concentration of your units where they have a weak concentration of units. I mean, I guess that's only you know, common sense, but still. Oh, nice, catching those Wraiths off guard. Oh, one hit left on that Wraith is going to escape barely. But I mean, it is common sense. But I mean, that's how you want to play it. I mean, if they've got their, I mean, that's the part of the thing about TVT. Is usually you end up having to spread out your tanks in a long line to try and cover a lot of area. But then if you can, you know, cross the T and come in and attack, you know, one end of their line with your whole army, then they're going to be weaker because they're going to be spread out in that location. You're going to be stronger. So in that way, you can fight your way back into a Terran versus Terran by whittling down their forces, by attacking where they're weak. And then it's just going to be up to the opponent, if they're in a stronger position, as Hwasin is, to either adapt and try and counterattack, or to try and more consolidate their forces and do more damage to the other opponent, in this case Casey, or not. So anyway, Hwasin is trying to push across the south here. Casey sees it, and he's going to try and set up his tanks. Just perfect timing. Wow, nicely done. Those siege coming in at just the perfect moment and wiping out that attack. Hwasin in the middle of pulling out, though. What is Casey doing? Why is he bringing his dropships over here? Oh, okay, that's Hwasin's base. I see. I thought that was Casey's base he was setting up, and the Wraith was over there. But it was actually Hwasin's base, and he's going to drop down there and decent force, 3 dropships worth. And oh, he needs to be careful of that single Wraith, though. The Goliaths are going to be able to attack that Wraith if they get it within range, but he's parked on that little ridge between the high grounds, and so the Goliaths obviously can't fly there right now. So the dropship's in a little bit of danger, but it looks like Casey's he's just going to use this opportunity, leave those forces there, and establish that as his territory now. And Casey did get that, actually that 7 o'clock base up. I didn't even realize that he'd gotten 7 o'clock up. So he's actually doing decently well. I haven't seen if, it looks like Hwasin is transferring to a new base as well. So Hwasin's still retaining a little bit of an economic lead though, actually. It looks like Hwasin trying to set up yet another base on that northern half of the map as well. But you will see if Casey lets that happen or not. Hwasin finally now producing dropships as well. So Casey has a definite advantage in dropships right here, but Hwasin is catching up. He's got 3 to Casey's 4 at this point. And so, you know, not too big of a disparity there. Looks like Casey might be going in for an attack, though. on this base in the top right, and he could easily drop in that open area